This development followed the encounter between the security operatives and some protesters that almost led to a chaotic situation on the first day of the protests. Fully armed officers on armored personnel carriers and other vehicles were positioned strategically within and around the Eagle Square to forestall breakdown of law and order in the axis. Also, the entrance to the National Assembly, Appeal Court, Foreign Affairs and other ministries were equally manned by Eagle Eye security operatives, while about 10 patrol teams were moving around the axis. Unlike yesterday, none of the protesters moved close to the arena as a result of the structure put in place by the combined team of security agencies. Also, commercial activities around the Federal Secretariat in Abuja were paralyzed while the streets have been deserted. It will be recalled that the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, had at press conference yesterday announced that all stations have been put on red alert following the outcome of the protest on Thursday. This action follows the public disorder that trailed the protests yesterday in some parts of the country. LTV crew also visited the MKO Abiola Stadium, which witnessed the main activities yesterday was empty and quiet. There were neither protesters nor pro-government demonstrators in the location. Entire city evidently to prevent a repeat of yesterday's experience. Now, economic activities are beginning to gather momentum in some parts of the country following the first day of the #EndBadGovernance protests across Nigeria. In cities like Port Harcourt, Rivers State and Benin City in Edo State, the protests have continued as the demonstrators demand for the betterment of the harsh economy. In Port Harcourt, while residents of many areas in the city continue their daily activities, protesters marched from the Pleasure Park and camped in front of the Federal Secretariat. In Kaduna State, there is relative calm with no signs of protesters on the street. In Lagos, the protesters gathered in Ojota. Security operatives were on the ground to ensure a hitch-free exercise. The State Commissioner for Information, Gbenga Omotosho, addressed the crowd and assured them that the government would address their demands. The first day of the protest was largely peaceful across the 36 states and the FCT. However, in states like Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Borno, and others, there were violence, killings, and looting, prompting the government to impose curfews on the state. Different groups participating in the nationwide End Bad Governance protest in Lagos want President Bola Tinubu to address the nation on the recent economic hardship. The protesters, who converged for this day 2 of the 10-day protest at Gani Fawehinmi Park, Ojota, also advocate adequate security, better living standard, and food security for citizens. Maugbe Josu reports.
It was a rowdy period at the day 2 of the End Bad Governance nationwide protest held at the Gani Fawehinmi Park, Ojota, Lagos.
Not to say we are going to maintain our peace.
These protesters, who insisted to hold their activities on the highway, causing obstruction for vehicular movement, did not hesitate to entertain themselves.
We are going to now continue same way we started. Yesterday was peaceful. Today is also going to be peaceful. Anybody comes in there to relate it to you, I can assure you we will fix that person now. But you blocking the road, everything can hurry, passing by, we cannot know who is who, and we cannot differentiate between the protester and who is not a protester. But if you are there in that confinement, we know whoever is in there is a protester, and we need to protect you.
The road belongs to the generality of the public, of members of this society. The road do not belong to anybody. And as a matter of fact, we are here to educate the mass of our people. We are not just here to, to dance. We are here to educate people, and that is what we are doing.
We cannot enter this place. One, it is government prepared place. 2, they are the first to get here. So we don't know, and we don't know the mind of the government.
We are not going inside. We will remain outside. What gave you the impression that if we enter there, they will not come and mob us? So it is better, everybody should be on the streets of Lagos. Everybody should be looking at us like this. We'll be seeing ourselves like this. So that if there is any attack, we will know where to run to.
Addressing the protesters on their choice of location for the agitation rather than the designated ones, the Commissioner of Police, Adegoke Fayode, assured them of adequate security from security personnel.
This is the park area. If they are not entering the park because of the fear of not being safe, and we are within the park area, I think they will be allowed to do that here. And we'll be around them to make sure that no hoodlum infiltrates them. It is very peaceful. All that we need is to manage this K2 Ojota, this Gani Park, and the Peace Park to make sure that protesters have their day, do what they want to do peacefully, and we disperse when it is time to disperse.
Some of them also presented their demands.
We want good governance that will reflect in the price that we buy petrol. Good governance that will reflect in the life of the citizens, not the bamboo they walk, monkey they chop. That kind of governance that we are having right now. Good governance that will reflect in the life of our security people. The Nigerian police, for example, they are not living the life of the work that they are doing.
We are peaceful Nigerians. We are peaceful demonstrators. The presidency should come out and address the citizens. I think he's been hearing what has been going on since yesterday. Thank God to Lagos. There was no any casualty recorded so far, and so be it. You can see that we are calm. We are law-abiding citizens.
The August 2024 nationwide protest to express hardship in the country continues until August 10, 2024. Just LTV News.
Meanwhile, another group of protesters converged on Alausa around the Lagos State Secretariat. The protesters attempted to take their activities to the Lagos State House of Assembly complex. They were, however, denied access due to the barricade by security agents.
Our demands are very clear. End bad governance. This is not how to live. We cannot say we are in a democracy and we are being treated like second-class citizens in our own country. Our senators and our lawmakers, they are feeding fat and our leaders on our nation commonwealth, while we the citizens are paying taxes and yet have nothing to show for it. The minimum wage cannot even buy you a bag of rice. It is not how it's supposed to be. So we are not here to cause havoc. We are peaceful about our protests.
I'm a businessman. Are you getting my point? I build footwear and I do some other businesses. Inflations of prices at the market is 200% now. And you must manage with the people. What government does spoil, and I make the dance spoil. Because if government no spoil, they're stealing, no go there the country. Now government, if they don't encourage stealing, they go provide work. They will provide empowerment. Yes, empowerment for people that want to learn a trade and support them. You empower them with machines.
Different groups have continued to converge around different sports despite the subsisting court order. Second day of the much publicized nationwide protest still did not hold in Ikorodu division. While there is no visible protest, residents call for transparent and good governance. Ikorodu Bureau Chief Adesegun Igop reports.
It's Ikorodu main garage here in Ikorodu division. It is peaceful, it is calm, and people are going about lawfully doing their businesses. Security agencies at every junction ensuring there is peace and unity in this area. Both economic and commercial activities gradually pick up in different areas in Ikorodu division of Lagos as residents shun the ongoing End Bad Governance protests across the country on a unanimous drive for development.
There is no time for protest now. There is no room for that. He has to put the economic policy in place so that the suffering of the people will be minimized and we can reap the dividend of democracy.
Look into Nigeria today, 2000 that we protest. We didn't achieve anything up to this year we are talking about. But today we join our faith with Yoruba, Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa. We are saying that we are one Nigeria, which is Wazobia.
Moving around some areas, there is no sign of protest or gathering, and the situation across the division is generally peaceful, as most people prefer to go about their normal businesses rather than protesting.
No violence. We are protesting due to what is happening in the country, as we can all see, there's hardship. We're suffering in this country. The suffering is too much. And we're urging Mr. President Tinubu to help us. He should help us. We are suffering in this country. What is it? We cannot feed. We cannot feed 3 times daily. We cannot feed our children. I don't expect this protest. It's something that is supposed to have find solution for us. It's not it's become violence.
In all major streets, roundabouts, government institutions, banks and major parks, security operatives were stationed, supported by local task force.
We've put on so many divisions to actually know that, okay, Ikorodu, we are not going to protest because there's security at large. That's okay. Ikorodu, we are not even into protesting. That is our claim. But the youth needs to voice out that to the governor and to the president that this is what we want and this is what we actually want. So that, okay, at least they will actually do what the youth wants and what the nation wants.
We agree that indeed protest is our fundamental right as citizens. But you know, why most of us now had reservations is considering the fact that we had some ugly experience in Lagos in the last time we had this kind of situation. So that's one of the reasons why, as young people, as a Lagosian, as indigenous youth, we felt that there's a need for a call for caution. Even if you felt that protest is a fundamental right, your rights should not infringe on other people's rights.
It will be recalled that prior to the commencement of the nationwide protest, stakeholders and youth organizations in the division had agreed not to participate in the action. Adesegun Igor, LTV News.
Now, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has commended protesters for the peaceful demonstration in Lagos on Thursday, even as he stressed the need for continued peace and calm in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu made the remark while he's assessing the first day of the protest. Responding to the outcry for hunger, the governor promised that a popular Sunday market will return with a 25% discount on all major food items. The medical outreach, which offered thousands of people treatment free of any charge, will also return after finalizing logistics for its implementation. He also assured that the state government will continue to ensure all expectant women enjoy free delivery in hospitals, and the 25% slash in fares on all transport facilities will continue. The governor asked the protesters to call off the protest scheduled to be held from 1st to 10th of August, saying that their voices had been heard loud and clear. Sanwo-Olu asked residents to go out without any fear, assuring that security agents will continue to ensure their safety. Meanwhile, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has distanced the state government from an online post by Lagospedia, a social media handle on X that calls on the Igbo to vacate Lagos and southwest of Nigeria and brace up for a massive hashtag Igbo Must Go protest from 20th to 30th August 2024. The governor says such statement is a divisive and dangerous rhetoric, saying Lagos remains home to every Nigerian citizen, regardless of their ethnic nationality. Governor Sanwo-Olu views the post as not only reckless and divisive, but an attempt to sow a seed of discord between the Yoruba in the southwest and other tribes, especially those who have made Lagos their permanent place of abode. The governor appeals to Lagos residents not to allow any person or group of individuals to create tensions in the state, calling on the security agencies to promptly investigate those behind the handle and bring them to justice. The military has warned looters taking advantage of the #EndBadGovernance nationwide protest to desist from the destruction of lives and properties. At a press conference in the nation's capital, Abuja, on the second day of the rallies against economic hardship and high cost of living, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, said the extent of destruction experienced on the first day of the demonstrations was crazy. He said the armed forces will take action and won't allow the looting and destruction to fester. The defense chief said the Bola Tinubu administration has been in power for 1 year and the government has been doing its best to boost economic activities. General Musa said the economic crisis and high cost of living in Nigeria is a global phenomenon, while urging Nigerians to give the government time to address the challenges. Natives of Amuwo community embarked on prayers and sacrifice as alternative to a public protest which began across the country on Thursday. Traditional ruler of the town, Kazim Adewusi, urges Nigerians, especially the youth, to shun violence and embrace peace in the face of prevailing socio-economic hardship in the country.
So a protest in general, it's a fundamental human right. And what my take is this, that every citizen must protest as long as it is within the ambit of the law. So nobody is against any protest. As you can see, what you're doing today is not, many people may take it as a show of force, but it is not. What we are doing is that we are offering prayers to the gods of our land, of Amuwo Odofin, that a repeat of what happened 4 years ago should not happen again. That is why I am happy that the Lagos State government has declared that the
members of the community expressed their confidence in the Tinubu administration to fix the country.
It is allowed, but let us do it in a good that is normal. Come take advantage, come bank government job, come destroy, come destroy. Come stupid, come take advantage, come back. We could remember in the last 4 years, everybody go property in Lagos State. Protect, do it in a moderate way, so that in your intention, it's not by doing something that is wrong to the system. And again, my advice for the youth is that there should not tools, instruments because you da. I want to know you. One love film. I want to see Nigeria. Issue. Our parents do the right thing. It's not doing something that is wrong to the system. So my advice to the youth: just be calm. It's a matter of time. Stay patient. I'm gonna get to the right place. So, Malik Kazim Alanewaju, I Chief Arrow of Amuwo, that we should be patient.
Prayers were offered for peace, progress, and development of the nation. Still ahead. 200 Nigerian students benefit from the Renewed Hope Initiative Scholarship Program. That's the moment to stay with us.
Do you know that as a viewer, you have the right to complain about any broadcast content or conduct of Lagos Television you are not pleased about? For any of such complaints, call or SMS Director Programs on 00333-44915, Director News 003-696-2772, or Head Marketing 0022829898, or any of our social media handles. Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
Glad to have you back. The Renewed Hope Initiative, a pet project of Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, has offered scholarships to 200 Nigerian students. The move, which was aimed at boosting the number of Nigerian youths to have access to qualitative education, is in partnership with various national and international organizations. The 200 beneficiaries of the Auda Nepad African School of Economics RHI scholarships were unveiled at the Banquet Hall of the State House, Abuja.
Administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has done so much in the education sector, as the Minister has explicitly explained to us this afternoon. The recent zero-interest student loan scheme, bursary and scholarship awards to students, and various education infrastructure development projects are all geared towards providing unhindered access to education for every Nigerian student.
Dr. Tinubu explains that she has consistently emphasized the education and empowerment of the Nigerian girl child, who is culturally and traditionally excluded to a greater extent than her male counterpart from receiving comprehensive formal education.
We need to move past the long-standing idea of limited access to quality education on the continent and move towards sustainable action for providing this type of access and collaborative efforts to build a sturdy foundation for the continent's development.
Globally, young people have consistently demonstrated their role as champions of democracy, effective governance, and catalysts for positive change. This year, being the African Union's Year of Education, it emphasizes the critical role education plays in our collective progress. It is therefore fitting that we celebrate the renewed Hope Scholarships in this context.
A total of 200 students in various fields are to commence their academic career at the African School of Economics, an affiliate of Princeton University, USA, with the scholarship. Now, the federal government has established a 9-man technical committee on teachers' training and support to pave way for a transformative overhaul of Nigeria's education system. This follows a meeting with UNESCO representative Abdurrahman Diallo and the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, who disclosed that the initiative underscores the critical role of teachers.
They help us review existing policies, existing practices, and consider best practices across the world, so that, as you know, we have coming on board very soon a new program for schools in Nigeria, a new curriculum that will apply to basic education and secondary school, a curriculum that incorporates education and skills. And for effective delivery, we need teachers who are also well-trained.
While emphasizing commitment to supporting the ministry in developing policies for Nigerian teachers, the UNESCO representatives emphasizes the committee's importance in advancing sustainable development goals and addressing key education policies.
The heart of education delivery. They are at the heart of the SDG 4, the Sustainable Development 4. So, and they are the heart of the dots. So it's timely to have this blueprint, this overall overarching blueprint, which will guide all the policies, all the interventions for teacher and addressing all the components for the inclusivity, from the digital aspect, from the skills, the condition of work of the teacher. So all these areas will be reviewed, assessed, and integrated in the policies.
The committee is expected to swing into action immediately. Staying with education story, the federal government has reaffirmed commitment to upholding the validity of certificates earned from accredited and recognized institutions across the globe. Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, was speaking while hosting the National Association of Nigerian Students in Diaspora, NANSID, in Abuja. Sununu emphasizes the pivotal role of education in national development and poverty alleviation, noting that the commitment is aimed at addressing concerns regarding the legitimacy of academic qualifications obtained from institutions in Benin, Togo, and other neighboring countries. He says the recent suspension of degrees from neighboring countries does not affect certificates from duly accredited institutions.
Togo is 3. Benin, how many? So you understand. So if you have gone to many schools, people opening their own 4-bedroom apartment, converting them to university, and you have degree from there, and you are coming out to say you have a degree. You see, these are the things. So what I want you is for you to go and look back. Okay, we have this complaint. Genuinely, our members. How many of us attend genuinely a university?
You understand? How many also attended institutions? They are named institutions. Even here in Nigeria, there are institutions not recognized. And that's why we go, NUC goes and close campuses.
National Association of Nigerian Students in Diaspora, Comrade Juwon Ojo Fayemi, reviews the severe challenges facing Nigerian students abroad.
Your Honorable, you told us that there will be a report regarding the racketeering or the authentication. But in this very moment, we are unable to hear from the report of the whole saga. Sir, our students are traumatized. The parents are worried. Some of them have graduated. There are a lot of implications that comes with it. The leadership of NANS Diaspora don't rest because of this issue. And that is why we are here, so that we can address this issue.
Fayemi, however, advocates the recognition of NANSEED as key stakeholder in resolving these issues, urging the minister to act promptly. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's efforts to level the playing field and unlock students' full potential have been acknowledged by stakeholders in the education sector. This was at a professional leadership summit for school pupils in Mushin, with the theme, Pursue the Future, Overtake Obstacles and Recover Stronger. Olajumoke Oyewumi reports.
With the belief that it takes collective efforts to develop an education system that is relevant to national development and industrial growth, Mushin Local Government Education Authority, under its secretary, Olufemi Akinlude, organized this event with the purpose of making these pupils conscious of their mission in life and pursue their vision strongly while shunning social vices.
The community must be ready to support the parents by providing opportunity for them to engage more fully in their child's life, promote attachment and enjoy the lifelong benefits of a strong parent-child relationship. Ultimately, a child's well-being starts with family well-being, and family well-being starts with a strong community.
It's another thing to dream, it's another thing to achieve that dream. And for you to be able to achieve the dream, you have to be disciplined and be focused. Forget about whatever is your background. You understand? Pursue that dream vigorously and with all determination. And with God, you will achieve that, the dream will be achieved.
As they have been well sensitized by all the professionals here today, they are going to be very good, of exemplary character, with good efforts at making it in their next level of education.
Described as child, parent and community leader-centered program, this event is also to help the pupils have a clear picture of their future career while combining passion with talents.
To the outgoing pupils here today, I want to congratulate you on reaching this milestone in your educational journey. You have worked hard, persevered through challenges, and now stand at the precipice of the next chapter in your lives. This is an exciting time, full of possibility and promise.
We see them as our leaders of tomorrow, and they are our generation, they are our heritage. So we must, at this stage or from this stage, encourage them that the military profession is where they can look to.
The reason why I want to become a doctor is because to save life and to treat injured people. I've learned that we must be focused on what to do.
While appreciating stakeholders who have promised to financially assist some pupils who pass both their federal and state common entrance examinations, Olufemi Akinlude advised parents on improved commitment to provide guidance, resources, and support their children's need to fulfill and achieve their goals in life. Olajumoke Oyewumi, LTV News.
Thank you, Jumoke. If you're just joining us, you're watching Lagos Television News at 8. Coming up. President Bola Tinubu assures of bold economic policies to propel the country out of economic downturn. That's some business news. Do join us again.
On Business News Tonight, President Bola Tinubu says his administration is currently undertaking bold economic policies to propel Nigeria's economy out of the downturns occasioned by multiple shocks in the global economy. The president said this when he declared to open the 2024 African Caucus meeting, noting that although Africa is grappling with numerous challenges across economic, humanitarian and social spheres, countries on the continent must take necessary measures to translate opportunities in natural resources and human capital into growth, innovation and collaboration.
I take consolation from the fact that we all recognize the potential we possess to overcome these challenges, and we are ready to take the necessary measures to translate our immense opportunities in natural resources and human capital into growth, innovation, and collaboration. This caucus offers a vital platform for us to share experiences, forge partnerships, and chart a collective path forward. Africa's story is one of resilience, creativity, and hope. Indeed, we have made significant strides in recent years with
other speakers, including Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, emphasized the significance of the meeting, saying Africa stands at a crossroads with unprecedented opportunities for development alongside significant challenges.
Intra-African trade accounts for an estimated 13% of the continent's total trade, compared to 60% in Europe and 40% in North America. This indicates that significant efforts are needed to build a robust, economically diversified, and prosperous Africa.
The third strategy is bolstering access to energy and connectivity. Installed electricity capacity in Africa needs to be increased at least fivefold, and most of this increase can come from the continent's abundant clean energy resources. To realize this goal, African countries have to put in place bankable just energy transition plans.
Established in 1963 to strengthen the voice of African governors in the Bretton Woods institutions, the African Caucus, chaired by Nigeria's Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, meets twice annually. The theme for this year's meeting, facilitating intra-African trade, a catalyst for sustainable economic growth in Africa, reflects the collective commitment of member countries to move the economy of the continent forward.
The Director General, Securities and Exchange Commission, Emomotimi Agama, says transitioning to a green economy offers the opportunity for diversifying Nigeria's economic base, job creation, reducing dependency on fossil fuels, and enhancing resilience against global oil price volatility. The SEC-DG stated this recently at the Oriental News Summit in Lagos with the theme Green Economy, Sustainable Growth and Infrastructure Transformation. He emphasized the importance of embracing the green economy as a solution to the diverse problems facing Nigeria and stressed that both the government and the private sector must adopt this approach.
We are looking at renewable energy, we are looking at green infrastructure, we are looking at employment creation, we are looking at opportunities that usually you benefit from by embracing green economy. And it is known that the green economy alone can provide a minimum of 52,000 jobs. So clearly it's an opportunity for every Nigerian to embrace in order to be able to get the benefits that are creable.
And it's important that we have the right kind of policies, the right kind of commitments to ensure that all of us easily get transited into this renewable energy space or into green economy space.
For critical players in the energy industry, economic analysts, government officials, and women in the Sustainable Power Africa Network here, there is a need for handshake between the private and public sector to finance, introduce appropriate policy framework for green economy.
We need to work on the policy aspect of it. We need to work on the financing aspect. And we need to bring as many stakeholders as possible into the conversation.
They should embrace the green economy. It's an opportunity for them in several ways: infrastructure, health, social. And that speaks to the ESG, environment, social and governance, and indeed the SDGs, the social development, the sustainable development goals.
We are talking about how we can turn the economy around with true green energy and now we can sustain the growth and the development of infrastructures. And another thing we will talk about here is gender balancing.
This summit underscores the imperative of embracing a green economy for sustainable growth, reducing environmental risk, promoting social equity, and ensuring economic resilience. Joshua Murakyo, LTV News, Lagos.